women tend to get closer to the children than they do their own mate. Mm-hmm. And one thing Jen and I we decided a long time ago was that we would be number one, not the kids. And, the Bible says, for this cause, a man and woman will leave their father and mother, right? Mm-hmm. And so a lot of marriages end up where they've put so much emphasis on the children and they've become so close to them that they would rather lose their mate, their spouse, than their child. And so I think that you need to protect yourself and realize, hey, children need to be children, and the spouse needs to be the spouse, right?
Yeah.
And not take that role on.
Yeah, and I believe when you were saying that, I was getting a picture of it's not just like being connected to your child above your spouse, but once you do that, it can produce an unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy stronghold that whenever you go to have your marriage, that kid goes to have their marriage, that they have that unhealthy connectivity to their parent, that they don't know how to connect to their spouse. Yeah, because there was an unhealthy connection that they were brought up in. Does this make sense?
It makes a ton of sense.
I just saw that. I was like, wow, okay, that makes sense, that you have to relearn, okay, this isn't the way it's meant to be.
Yeah, there's those unhealthy soul ties that can get created even unintentionally, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So get the kids out of the bed.
Yes.
They shouldn't be sleeping in the bed with you when they're 7 years old, No. I mean, even earlier than that. Making sure, at some point, yes, you have to, you talked about the 777. At some point, you do have to go on a vacation, just the two of you.
Yes.
Family vacations are wonderful, but the vacation with just me and him is even more wonderful, right? But you do have to want that and agree that this is important and communicate about it, because if you don't communicate about it, then nothing ever happens.
That's right.
When our youngest was born, we were desperately, I think she was almost a year, we were desperately in need of a vacation, just the two of us, but I was still nursing. And he says, well, I want to go on this cruise. We need this. We need to go on this time, just the two of us. My mom's going to come. And so you need to, stop breastfeeding. And I'm like, wow, like that's a big choice, because I wanted to breastfeed her longer. And I was like, huh, okay. But I had to choose.
So we bought a pump.
Yeah.
There you go.
I bought a pump, and I had to eventually stop breastfeeding, because, but still, I had to choose that time with him over my child.
Yeah.
So.
Well, your children, they leave.
Yeah, they do.
Thank God.
They do not stay forever.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this relationship is what we have forever.
Right.
It stays. And so, putting that in perspective.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Like when we were raising kids, we had to make that very clear, because we agree it's God, and then it's Trisha, and then the kids come beneath that, and then work comes beneath that. And we had to make that very clear to our kids.
That's right.
Because kids, I call them wedges. And they pick up on, if I can get in, right? And
That's right.
And then the next thing you know, you've created separation, and it can be unintentional. I don't think kids want to do that, but they're going to gravitate to where they're getting what they want, right? That's their starting point in life is,
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want. And so, I think that's really important, is to make sure that we keep the proper order of priorities, and then make sure the behaviors follow that.